Hi, welcome to another Chemistry Essentials video. My name is Kenny Leung, and I'll be teaching you about endothermic and exothermic reactions. So what are they? An endothermic reaction absorbs heat, and an exothermic reaction releases heat. An example of this would be, take ice and you add heat, and you get water. So the ice is absorbing the heat and then becoming water. An example of an exothermic reaction would be the exact opposite. You take water, then for example you put it in a freezer, and then as a product you get energy, as in heat, and ice, because the heat is released into the atmosphere and then the substance is left with less energy and then becomes from a liquid to solid. Now an easy way to remember this is by taking the first two letters, En and Ex, and then making the two words enter and exit. And then this is really easy because you can think energy enters the substance as an endothermic because it's absorbing heat, and energy exits a substance for the exothermic reaction because it releases heat. Now an example of an endothermic reaction as an equation could be CH3COOH plus NaHCO3 plus 1245 joules yields NaC2H2O2 plus CO2 plus H2O. Now the energy is on the reactant side. So this is an endothermic reaction because it takes heat to happen. And the change of H, or change of heat, is equal to positive 1245 joules. Another way you can tell it is an endothermic reaction is the change of H is positive. Now in an exothermic reaction, for example, CH4 plus 2O2 yields CO2 plus 2H2O plus 1565 joules, the energy is on the product side, and the change of H is negative. Now you can also tell if a reaction is endothermic or exothermic by looking at the energy diagrams. So here on the left we have an exothermic reaction, and you can tell because the reactants start at higher energy than it ends at the products. And on the right we have an endothermic reaction, and you can tell because the reactants are at a lower energy than the products. Now, did you learn the difference between an endothermic and exothermic reaction? Can you tell whether a reaction is endothermic and exothermic by looking at the equation and the change of H? And can you look at an energy diagram and tell whether it is an endothermic and exothermic reaction? If so, I hope that was helpful.